Hello, everybody, and welcome into your Lobo Coaches Show. I'm your host, Robert Portnoy, with the head football coach at New Mexico, Jason Eck. As always, we're presented by Green Summit Landscape Management. Coach Eck, congratulations. It hadn't been done in 2.5 decades. You went to the Air Force Academy and beat the Falcons. Wow.
Fun game. It's a great setting there, and they've had a lot of good football teams over the years, so it was great to get another monkey off our back there.
Indeed, and to hold that football program to 110 rush yards in a game, Coach, how'd you do it?
I think our defense played outstanding. Coach Nowinski put together a really good plan. I thought we were really physical on the defensive line and linebackers. We really understood how to fit things and, got them off schedule. Had some lost yardage plays that forced them to throw it a little bit more than they wanted to. And, they start throwing the ball. Now we get a sack fumble. Now Jon Johnson gets an interception and just an outstanding effort.
I thought it was quite the statement that the guy that they wanted to quarterback their team, they were going to grind it out on you with a fullback playing quarterback. They had to switch.
Yeah, they had to switch. Then the other guy came down, Johnson, I believe 11, and led a field goal drive and got him on the board. But we definitely took them out of their game plan of how they thought they were going to make it go.
All right, let's get to the highlights of the first half. The Lobos and the Falcons in Colorado Springs, and your first drive was tremendous. Jack Lane was huge with his feet, wasn't he?
Did a great job with his feet. Outstanding.
Multiple times scrambling. And then here's the early reverse with Jack flipping it to Bank.
Yeah, nice little creative play that we've had for quite a few years. Good execution.
Little play action here, and a couple of really big throws to Keegan Johnson in this game.
Jack really throws that route well.
And DJ McKinney, my goodness, what a hard, tough inside runner he's become.
Yeah, big 3rd and 1 conversion there.
So now 2nd and 11, and Jack, again, it just feels like the decision-making. You get great protection, first of all, but then he turns the corner and walks it in.
Yeah, excellent job. The route was coming open, but just wasn't quite the right depth, so he got off of it, and good protection by the O-line, and again, great job using his feet. Kind of reminded me of, I think, Idaho State. He had one of those early in the year.
Well, and he's a little faster, I think, than he gets credit for. What about the way that you handled the dive, which is the first piece in what they do?
Hey, that play sums it up. I mean, all the hats to the ball, stuff in it. That was the very first play of the game.
Now, here, they went for a little trick. What did you see about this?
Well, they had us for a second. They had a guy going free that we dropped in coverage, but really a great effort by Jalen and Caleb there to break it up and get to him.
So, MacGyver and Caleb Coleman get in and break it up, and then McKinney here in the punt return game looks like he might have lost his footing there. It could have been even a bigger one.
Yeah, we missed out on a touchdown there. I think we should have had a touchdown.
So it looked like you saw something throwing to Bankston out of the backfield in this game.
Yeah, we always like throwing to Bankston, but we had a couple new wrinkles that were very good.
So you set up a screen, and here's a little swing pass, and my goodness, the way he turns the corner, his speed, he's pretty impressive.
And great hands, and then it was a boost to get James to play here. James did a great job there on the quarterback counter.
So he pulls it there and keeps it, and he's showing his toughness right now, isn't he, Coach?
He's a tough sucker, man.
You'd love to have that at every single position across the board every year, I would bet. And now, big one here on 3rd and 7 for Jack, right?
Yeah, great job. The protection was just okay, but he extends the play and picks it up, and then right back at it, later in the drive, and this one drops his shoulder to run over guys for the first down. What efforts by him?
Ooh, he got sandwiched on that one. And then Keegan here, throw is a little bit low, but he turns it upfield, picks up another first down.
Yeah, we actually went right back to the same play. This time he handed it off, and again, this is another one of those good examples of those O-linemen pushing the pile, DTs playing with great effort and blocking better every week. Huge play, and then we ran a power play pulling Jamar around, and Bank gets in there. So really good by the offense those first 2 drives, because again, you get a 14-0 lead on those guys. That's tough on them.
Bank doesn't even get touched until he's in the end zone there. I love the push up front. What about stringing it out when they did try to get to the edge, Coach?
Great job by Keyshawn there.
So now here, this is the big play by Brett Carhu, and then you're able to jump on it, and Darren Agu gets the fumble recovery.
And that's textbook by Carhu, like attacking the hand there, and we actually, Agu falls on it, but he doesn't control it. Okiki comes in here and gets it.
Okay, so Okiki's, he played a terrific game as well.
He played very well, and then unfortunately we didn't do a very good job. We only turned it into 3 points, which was disappointing. That's probably one of my complaints. We got to improve on offense.
Take advantage of that turnover. They did start to get something going just a little bit on the ground. Really long drives, but they weren't able to get points.
Yeah, and again, they were just, when they stayed on track, they were good. Now here, Mercury makes a great play, and you get them to 2nd and 10. Now you get them to 3rd and 6. Now you got a chance.
Boy, Mercury Swain played a phenomenal football game.
No, he won our Grit Hammer for the game, our Player of the Game award. He was awesome. And then you get him in 4th down, and then Caleb Coleman does a great job getting a sack. Outstanding.
Your defense, just a tremendous first half performance, Coach. And now here, a chance maybe to get some more points at the end of the half.
Yeah, I was really hoping we could add to the lead. We had the perfect amount of time here, and we couldn't get it done here. Here on 3rd and 15, we get close enough where we can go for it on 4th down. We didn't execute the play call very well there on 4th down.
That was pretty neat little improvisation there, though, on the 3rd and the 3rd and long, with the little pitch there to Dorian Thomas. Jack, he's a very savvy player.
He's a very savvy player. And I had confidence our defense would get a stop. I wasn't too worried about turning the ball over to them in a 2-minute situation. I knew the defense would do just what it did.
So you guys pick up a sack there, Key and Book getting into the backfield, and those numbers tell the story, just how dominant the first half performance was.
That's as good of a first half as you could ask for. Maybe save getting a touchdown in the red zone and we got a field goal, and getting a touchdown on the 2-minute drive. But it was a heck of a half, and you felt pretty good with the 17-point lead going in there.
So the Lobos have the 17-0 lead. Is that, in terms of execution, taking a game plan and putting it into play, is that the best half of football your team played?
You know what? Defensively, I would say yes. Offensively, I'd say the first 2 series, yes, but then we left a little bit to be desired the last 2 series, but it was a very good half of football overall.
All right, a 3-score lead going into second half. We come back with second half highlights next. We're back on your Lobo Coaches Show with the head football coach at New Mexico, Jason Eck, and a New Mexico defense that is the most improved in all of FBS from 24 to 25 in terms of stopping the run. That was a big piece of the story, defeating Air Force this past weekend. Let's get to those second half highlights. And Coach, you've got a 17-point lead coming out of the break.
Yeah, we came out strong again. Great job by Mercury and Jackson hemming them up. They got us a little bit with this shotgun run, this power read play. We didn't fit that up the best.
So now they're back under center here. And on 4th and 2, they run just a traditional speed option there?
Yep, and it's tough to stop when you let them get to 4th and 2. You got to keep them in longer down and distances.
Again, in the backfield, multiple hats to the football. And when they went to throw, it felt like you guys had underneath and over the top coverage most of the time.
We did, and that's, you want to force a team that likes to run to throw.
Now McKinney getting downhill.
Yeah, good run on our power play, and then, another good run just to get the first down. We're a little soft in protection here. I thought we could have been a little bit more stout in protection there to let him step up and find somebody. We had guys open, couldn't get it. Daniel, this was a great hang time on this punt. Easy to cover those ones when you have such hang time.
And you've got 4 red jerseys all around the returner. Only option, fair catch there. Again, I just didn't see them turning the corner much at all in this game.
No, our speed showed up, and it was great effort. This was a good little play they ran. They kind of hid one of their best guys on the line and ran a naked bootleg to him, which was a good play.
There's Mercury Swaim again, number 16. He was everywhere in this game.
Yeah, great by Mercury, and I love seeing the freshman Ja Torres getting in there for a big hit.
And here,
Mercury again.
Yeah,
what a game he had.
You didn't have to blitz a lot, did you?
Yeah, we blitzed, a little bit more than I probably thought earlier in the week, and we did a good job with it. That was the one explosive play we gave up on a little bang post.
And there's Olorufumi again, number 17.
Okiki did a great job.
Yeah. A little bit different with this quarterback in there. And
he was faster. He wasn't as big as the other guy, but he was definitely faster. They did a good job here on this drive. I believe this is their drive where they get their field goal.
And there's one that looked like his knee might have been down before he actually made the line to gain, but they give him the first down. And it just feels like Austin Brawley is shot out of a cannon coming downhill sometimes. Coach.
No, he's doing a great job. Look at the hustle here by Booker, 92. Running to the ball, and then Frankie with the breakup in the end zone. Great effort there.
How about the athleticism of big 92
He
Booker?
can run. He can run for a big guy.
It's so impressive.
He draws the holding penalty there, which was a big play. We ended up, and it's great we stopped him, so we didn't have to push him back and give him another down. We just said, hey, let's hold him to a field goal and be done with it.
So keep them in 4th and long, and this is their only points of the game. 27-yard field goal.
This was a big play in the game, 3rd and 10, because if you don't get it there and you punt, you give them quite a bit of time, but that was a big conversion. Jack had a guy right in his face and delivered a really nice ball to Keegan. Good call by Coach Slice. He knew the coverage we were going to get, and it was outstanding.
Jack seems to make those sideline throws, too, where he's got both underneath and over-the-top coverage. He just drops them in the bucket so beautifully.
Yeah, great job by Damon by the cutback there, and then look at this block by Jay Martassi knocking the guy silly, and then what a run here by James. He just wouldn't be denied. I love how the linemen are pushing the pile and grinding it out. That's an awesome job.
Just phenomenal. So it sets up Luke Drizwicki, the all-time kick scorer in Lobo football history, and for a second straight week, Coach, he's the Mountain West Special Teams Player of the Week.
He's doing a great job, and that's big because when you go up 17 with 4 minutes left, they're almost in desperation mode, and Jon Johnson gets a nice pick there to really ice it there.
He talked about considering what they would have to do offensively coming from the sideline to the field for this series. He was prepared to make that play before it ever got to the field.
Yeah, he did a tremendous job. And then James, again, a big 4th and 2. Our defense had played a few more snaps in the second half, so really wanted to try to finish the game on offense and not let them have to play any more snaps. And great job by Isaiah Silliman, by Caden Robinette pushing the pile. What effort. Great job by James.
And that was pretty much it felt like. That first down, massive, and you guys can run it out. And what a huge win. 25 years it had been the Lobos, the last time they had won at the Academy. Incredible.
Yeah, it felt good to get that one, and then it was nice the team, stood and honored the soldiers there as they sung their alma mater after the game, and felt good. Felt good to get there. Felt good to be the first team to get to 8-3 since 1997. But we got new opportunities this week. So
yeah, we'll talk about those in the final segment of the show. We come back next with Jon Johnson, Lobo Corner, right after this. The Lobo Coaches Show is presented by Green Summit Landscape Management. Welcome back into your Lobo Coaches Show. I'm your host, Robert Portnoy. We have Lobo cornerback Jon Johnson. First off, Jon, how you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm excellent. Thanks for being here, and congratulations. What a big win against Air Force.
Thank you for having me.
And your first career interception. Let's start with the good stuff right out of the gate. It was a first down play. Sort of take us through the whole thing. Like, you guys get the defensive call and then kind of what you saw pre-snap and how it unfolded.
Before going out on the field, I told my safety, they have to score. Just put me at like a cloud corner because something has to come to the flat and they have to go out of bounds to stop the clock to save time. And when the ball was snapped, I just got a reroute. I did my job, and then I just exit for width, and I got depth. And as I'm getting depth, I see the quarterback rolling to my side, and I know somebody's behind me. And I see him throw it. Shout out to Keyshawn. He got pressure on the quarterback. He threw the ball, and I just had to go up and get it.
What were you thinking as you see the ball in the air and you know it's coming your way?
I'm thinking, I'm gonna go get paid. That's how I think when the ball is in the air. I'm gonna go get paid. That's how people think in the NFL. So that's what I was thinking.
Had to be a great feeling, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
I bet it was. What about what those guys up front do for you on the back end? Like, if Keyshawn James Newby doesn't get that pressure, it probably doesn't happen. How important are those guys?
They're very important. As long as we do our job, we help them out, and as long as they do their job, they help us out too. So it's like a correlation on the field, and we give them props every time.
What a defensive performance you guys put together. Lobo football held an Air Force rushing attack to just 110 yards. And I know you're out on the edge, but when the ball is being run to the edge like it is, like Air Force does, the corners get involved more, don't they?
Right.
Yeah.
We're not too afraid to go up and hit and go set the edge. I heard back then the corners here weren't really doing that. So I feel like us doing that now is a big change, and we're helping our defense out and we're forcing everything to go back inside. So.
Do you feel like you guys had something to prove a little bit?
Yes,
yeah.
Yes.
An incredible performance. And what about when they shift quarterbacks and they have a guy who appears to be a little quicker and maybe a little bit better thrower? Air Force changed quarterbacks. How about the way you guys reacted to that?
Still the same mentality to go out there, get sacks, make plays, and keep everything in front of us. So.
Were you surprised that they started throwing it as much as they did, or were you ready for it?
I was ready for it. We were beating them, and I know they had to start passing, and a couple of our guys said on the sideline they're going to have to start passing. Like, the run game is not there no more. So we stopped the run, and now they are forced to pass. So.
Well, Air Force did have multiple drives that were really long. They grinded out on the ground.
Right.
What's it like when you guys are out there for 10, 12, 15 plays and they're moving the ball at 3 yards a pop?
I mean, it gets a little bit tiring, but at the same time, we also got to do our job. And, like, the elevation was, like, I know for me it was, like, kind of, like, new because it was, like, 1,000 feet higher, I think. And it was, like, I was gassed, but also I was, like, I got to fight through it. And our coach, Coach Franks, he always says be mentally strong. So I thought of that, and I just said I'm going to just kick into another gear.
You know, you guys pulled it off. I bet it was pretty cool, too, to see the offense go down and
sir.
score on its first 2 possessions.
Yes,
Did
sir.
that kind of let you guys relax a little bit?
It did. Not relax, but it was like we also, like, believe them. Like, we know they can do it, and they have, like, they shown they can do it in practice against us. And I feel like against us, like, we are the best, like, defense in, like, the Mountain West right now. And if they shown that in practice, I believe they can do it in the game.
One little note about John's background, your older brother, he played at Fresno State, right? Back in
Yes,
the days
sir.
with Derek Carr and Devontae Adams?
Yes, sir.
Did you get into that locker room?
Yes, sir. It was kind of, like, shocking to me because I was in middle school and just seeing a whole bunch of grown men just walking around the locker room hype after a win. And then I also got, like, a Derek Carr, like, wristband before the game, and I was, like, pretty excited. And then also going into the locker room, seeing Devontae Adams, like, it was like a big shocker to me.
Well, I know that there was some time where you played receiver back in the day, but you ended up being the one guy in your family among receivers that ended up being a cornerback, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It's also exciting, too, because I get to go against my brothers and, like, talk smack here and there. And, like, they'll give me a couple times, but they know I'm, like, the best in the family. So
I love it. All right, last thing, really quickly, how excited to be able to play in a game here on Thanksgiving week that has Mountain West title game implications?
It's exciting. We're trying to do something that has never been done in a long time, and, like, we've been making history since then, and we're trying to, like, keep, like, continuing to make history. So, and it's very exciting.
Best of luck to you.
Thank you so much.
Jon Johnson, Lobo cornerback. We come back to close with Coach Eck next. Back to close out this edition of your Lobo Coaches Show with the head football coach at New Mexico, Jason Eck. I'm Robert Portnoy. We're presented by Green Summit Landscape Management. Okay, Coach, it's time for our Newsenda Credit Union question of the week. Coach, did you think about kicking a field goal at the end of the first half? Dickie in Deming would like to know.
Dickie, I didn't think about it. I'm not crazy about those field goals to go up 17-20 or going up 10-13. So that was the situation. I thought a little bit about punting, but we decided to go.
51% increase average attendance per game from last year to this. No other FBS program can claim that, Coach. And I know you'd love another crowd this week.
Hey, so thankful for our fans and really want to see you guys this week. We need a great turnout. We need a great crowd, and it's a big game playing for a conference championship.
Huge game. Black Friday game. Lobos, San Diego State. Be there. So long. And go Lobos.